Hey guys, my name is Diamond and I'm starting this new journey. I don't know if I'm starting a YouTube. I don't really know what the end goal is, but I felt the need and the urge to document kind of like how I'm feeling, why I'm here, where I'm going, and what the vibe and what the journey is. So I currently live in Los Angeles, Playa del Rey, if that helps you for context. And I've been living here for about 2 years, born and raised in Los Angeles, Compton, through and through. Went to schools here in California and, just grew up in the 90s. Being told that if you do the right thing and you go to school and you get good grades, you're gonna have a good life. Well, not that I don't have a good life, but it didn't kind of end up like how I thought it would, which I'm sure is, true for a lot of people my age, like people in their 30s, millennials, and whatever. But yeah, I don't have a house. I sell houses, but I don't personally own one. I'm a single mom. And yeah, it's low key, or you know what, I'm gonna say it. It's high key hard out here for a pimp. I make good money, right? Because it's good on paper. It's like if we're looking at statistics, only X amount of people in the nation make what I make. But I'm poor. Like I'm still kind of poor. Like I still can't do the things that I really want to do. And that sucks and that's stupid and that's wrong and that's not okay. And I'm over it. On top of that, the political climate, I mean, I've felt like this as soon as I was pregnant with my daughter. Like I was never tethered here to America and tethered to California. Like even when I was pregnant, me and my best friend talked about like moving to Bali. I was like, I'm so down to give birth in Bali. Like that's just who I am. And so now that I feel like I'm getting older and even more woke to what's going on around me, my daughter is starting to get older and she'll be going to public school, LAUSD, no shade, but I'm nervous as she's getting older. I just want to get out of here. And I think now for me is the time. Before it was kind of the time, but I don't think I was financially there and all the way spiritually there. But this time right now feels really good. And I'm so grateful to the women that I've been watching on YouTube, like Exodus Summit and like following people like Black in Portugal and just other people that are doing this and doing it and thriving and feeling really happy. Like that's what I want. I want to feel good on the inside and feel like I'm thriving. And for me, leaving America and just kind of pushing the restart button is what's calling me. Like it's time. I'm really excited. So if you're curious and you're thinking like, should I move to or whatever, I hope that this is a guide for you, as many videos that I've watched have been a guide for me. And yeah, especially if you're a single mom, because I know that's hard too. I don't have a relationship with my daughter's father. He's never been around. So I would say for me, in a sense, that is kind of a blessing, right? I can really just pick her up and we get the fuck out and do whatever we want with like no worries. I wouldn't say that I don't have a family. Obviously I have a family, but family is complicated. But I'm really close to my mom. Like she is my rock and thankfully she lives like 20 minutes away from me. So leaving her will be hard. But I will say that my really good friend, my best friend on the planet is coming with me and we're going to Mexico. Mexico is gonna be our first stop in this journey. I'm kind of one of those people where, yes, I have goals, but for me, nothing is ever set in stone. Like nothing is promised in life, right? So I'm going into it knowing that this is the first of many stops. Like I'm excited to be this like nomad mom with like my baby and like, live life. But we've decided to go to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. That being, it's close, right? It's kind of like being a cute little pussy and like getting out of America, but like stepping into it, like hopping the border, like it's not far. So I guess if I want to come back, it's like $200. But yeah, that's what we decided on. According to my friend, he's also Mexican, so that helps, I guess, if you're gonna Mexico, maybe go with a Mexican companion. But he is gay as well, and he's like, it's good for the gays, it's safe, like they're still tourists. So, that's kind of that was the plan. That's what we're doing. That is the goal. Before that, I had a breakup. And when we broke up, I literally was like trying to marry this man. I don't think he was trying to marry me, but I was trying to marry him. And as soon as we broke up, I was like, I'm going to Portugal. Fuck this, I'm moving to Portugal. Well, Portugal's far. And I think that set in for me, like, girl, that is far. Portugal's requirements to like moving over there, like you have to have a year's worth of rent and prove all these things. And just going through like residency and all of these different things, it felt very overwhelming to go somewhere and should it not work out, feel like I'm literally across the planet. So with Mexico, I can be there for 6 months with my US passport. It's like a hop, skip, and a jump away. And I'm going with a friend that speaks Spanish. It's kind of like a no-brainer. This feels like a fucking road trip, so I'm excited. This is the reason why I'm moving, the reason why I'm going to Mexico. So I put together a little list so I won't get off track. But number one, cost of living. Like I said, it is expensive here in Los Angeles. Like, I know America in general is expensive and blah, 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 but for me, like, none of my friends are doing what I'm doing. Like, I make 6 figures, but I pay my apartment, I pay childcare, like, I pay my bills, and then I'm like, oh, bitch, like, I can't go get my nails done. But not even that, like, oh, bitch, like, are we getting, are we getting top shelf Trader Joe's wine? Or are we getting $6.99 bottle? Like, that's kind of like the choices that we're making. So the cost of living here for me is too much, or not that I'm leaving to escape the cost of living, but I want to enjoy the money that I make. And I want to be able to spend it how I want to spend it and not like begrudgingly pay bills because that's where my paycheck is going. Like, does that make sense? Like, I don't know. I'm grateful for the money I make and I want to enjoy it more. And so it will go further for sure in Mexico. Like, we're looking at apartments. We've looked at a 3-bed townhouse. We looked at a 2-bed, 2-bath townhouse. And those places in US currency is like $2,500 a month and less. So like, what? And they're cute with a pool and like you can see the beach. It's in Hotel Romantica. It's like one of the nice places in Puerto Vallarta. Like, why? Cost of living, I'll speak to my child and like childcare. Like, childcare is expensive. And I was told that when I was pregnant, but I was like, you know what? It'll be fine. I'll figure it out. Basically, I got a job. I had my daughter in the pandemic, or like had her before the pandemic, and then the pandemic happened. And I exhausted like all of my disability leave and like all that stuff. So I kind of had to get a job at some point. And so when I got a job, I then hired a nanny. Well, I realized that I got the job solely to pay the nanny. Like, what? Like, it was like, boop, boop. So it's crazy. It's like I'm working for someone else to watch my child. And that's kind of has been the cycle since. Even as my income has increased, childcare has increased. Now my daughter's in a Montessori school and I love the school. Like, it's no shade to the school. I love it there. She's doing so great there. It's $1,875 a month. Why is her tuition $2,000? So anyways, school in Mexico is like $300. I'm seeing private schools cost $300. So number 2, America's a little ghetto. I mean, that can mean a lot for different people. What that means for me is the political climate is getting hot in here, right? I'm like, ugh. But I'm not like moving in a state of fear. I'm moving because like I'm escaping the nonsense. Like, I can't let that affect me. We're tired. You pick your candidates. I'm gonna be over here eating a fucking churro. Like, I don't have time for it. So yeah, cost of living also goes into why America is ghetto. Also schools, like my daughter is gonna go to public school and I'm like, is this shit gonna get shot up? Like, we don't have time for that. I went to go tour the school. It's in Playa del Rey. It's down the street and there's bars on the windows. One of the people that I like to listen to on YouTube, his name's Myron Golden, and he like calls schools like children prison camps or something like that. Something to the effect. I'll link a Myron Golden video below. But no, I don't want her to go to school just to become some little worker bee, you know? And that's one of the other reasons. But anyways, America's ghetto. Traffic is ghetto. People on the road are ghetto. Road rage is ghetto and crazy. Like, I have a remote job or a hybrid job and they want me to come in another day. No, I refuse. I refuse to be in the car. Gas is high. I'm moving to point number 3. I think you get the point, okay? Number 3, freedom. One of the channels that like I've watched that has really made me embrace this lifestyle even more is Exodus Summit. And their whole thing is time freedom, location freedom, and just Black women being free. And like, that warms my heart. Like the notion of just being free, you know, and I don't feel like I'm free here in America, right? There's like these invisible shackles of like things that you feel like you have to do and be and say, right? And a lot of that has to do with like internal work and ego and stuff like that. But even as you become a free person in a system that's not free, you're just more aware of other people not being free. And then freedom has a cap here, right? And so, I don't know, for me, just being able to like go and have this experience like with my daughter and show her that there's more to life than like getting up and going to work and coming home and making dinner and like going to bed and like, I don't know, like that's just something that maybe I can't explain really well, but I'm excited to go feel free, to take my business and do it anywhere in the world and not be asked to drive fucking an hour and a half one way, and take my daughter to school and then go be on the beach and take her and like let her have these really awesome experiences in nature, without fear of violence, without fear of people not liking me for like the color of my skin. Bizarre, right? Freedom. The 4th reason, I have no man. I don't have a man. So I'm leaving. Not to go find a man, but because I don't have someone here telling me what I can and like can't do. Like I'm not afraid of like, oh my God, my relationship to Jacob is like, meh. I'm like, no, bitch. Like me and my baby are going. I probably will find a man because like Mexican men are amazing. They have like 20 jobs. They can fix anything. I'm fucking excited, okay? So I have no man. And yeah, but if you want to be my man before I go, maybe we can go together. I don't know. Like, I'm open, but that's one reason that I'm leaving because I don't have a man. Another reason, culture for children / school. I kind of like touched on this earlier about what American schools are, right? It's just this way to make more workers and keep your mind small. And I'm not here for that. My daughter, her name is Blossom, and she truly is a blossom. Like she like lives life how she wants to live life, and she's only 4, and I find it to be so beautiful. At times I find it to be annoying, but mostly it's beautiful. And I just don't see her being in like Miss Rivera's class, like raising her hand and like asking to go to the bathroom and like doing all these things. Like, I don't know. I don't see her being socialized and controlled in that way. And I just want her to know that like the world is her oyster. I think that's that phrase. Like she has the whole world like in the palm of her hands. She can do whatever she wants. She doesn't need to like make these fake grades and have a fake GPA to go get in a fake college that she's gonna then go get a good fake job. Like I want her to like be a critical thinker. I want her to know curriculum outside of what the government wants her to learn. And I also want to have the capacity that once she comes home from school to be able to teach her too. And here right now in America, like I don't have, my capacity is very limited. You know, like after my job that I rushed to leave to go pick her up on time for, because if I don't pick her up in time, I'm charged more. Then we come home and we do dinner and like I let her get on the iPad and she works on her letters and then it's bath And like, that's my capacity level. But like, imagine me having more time to pour into my child. Like, that just excites me. Another reason, nature. I want to be in nature. Like, I love that I live in Playa and, you know, we can walk to the beach and, you know, all those things. But something about the idea of being in Mexico, I just feel like I'm going to be engulfed in nature and culture and love. It's a different type of community. And I know that because I grew up in Compton and I know like 10 families live in one house. So like, you know, it's a different type of community. It is a legit community of people that like come together. And yeah, like I'm excited for that. Even my neighbors here that are of Hispanic descent, like they are so dope and just shower my child with so much love. And I'm just excited to go be in that environment 100%. I am excited for this journey. I hope that you follow me on this journey. Like I said, Mexico is one of many. Another reason for Mexico, this girl, this was in Mexico. This bitch is glowing. I miss her. Here, hair is brittle, skin is dry. I'm thinner here. I miss her. I'm gonna go get her back. So yeah. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. In all seriousness, you can connect with me. I'll put some connections below. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things. And I'll also post videos that inspired me. Single moms, know that you are not alone. You can do whatever you want. You're already raising an incredible human by yourself. So go out in the world and live life for you and your baby. Thank you.